I made it to 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. Hi, I'm Avon, CRM and Marketing Automation Specialist at Relevate, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about my journey to 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now you might think, yeah, everybody does this video, and it's kind of like a cursory sort of thing as part of the journey. But, you know, I think it is good time to kind of reflect on all of the things that have happened, what's worked well, what's worked poorly, and just give a little bit of feedback, because anybody coming up through that journey wants to know, well, what next? You know, in the last video, which I'll post here, I pretty much said that I almost got nothing for being a 10K subscriber count channel. I didn't get any ticker tape parade, unfortunately. I still didn't get one for the 15K. But you know what? Over time, you start to identify some things that have been positive as a result of creating a channel. Now, I tend to be quite reserved in the way that I promote things. I don't go over the top, like this is amazing. So I'm gonna give you the real bare bones basics of what's worked, why it's been useful, and what you might be able to expect if you're going through a similar phase of your YouTube growth. So I run a digital consultancy business. We basically go in and implement systems, we provide services. We've got quite a bit of a team behind us. The reason why I'm creating a YouTube channel is so that I can have conversations at scale. Now, if I was to go every day into an office, go and talk to somebody, that would take a very long time if I'm gonna go one by one, and I have to re-explain myself every single time. So I thought, why not bottle it and sell it? Basically give my advice, context, discussions, the reason why you need things, and boil it all down into a couple of videos that I can then supply out to the marketplace where they can do their research on me. Not everyone's gonna watch a video, but sometimes people might do a little bit of background research before they get into a meeting with you. So being at 15K subscribers is a milestone, but it's all the little things that have happened behind the scenes on the way to 15K that has really been quite useful. For example, every time I have a sales conversation, there's generally a link in an email or in a proposal document or on the website that either goes to the channel or to specific videos that I've chosen. Or for example, in the case of a sales meeting, I might send a playlist of a whole bunch of videos before we jump into that sales conversation. So I often find that it's been very useful in the sales conversation because sometimes even just having a channel, whether or not they watch it, is a little bit of a flex. They kind of understand that you've gone to a bit of effort, you've created a bit of content, and you've made something in the world to educate people. So there is a level of respect and trust that is automatically delivered because of that, just because they've seen it. I've even had it where I shared a playlist to a particular client and they'd watched it. All the people in the office had watched it before I walked into the building. And then when I walked in, they sat me down in the boardroom. They asked if they could get me something. But the feeling in the room wasn't like, oh, you're about to pitch to us. Come and tell us your price and we'll make a decision whether or not we want to work with you. It was, come and sit down. We can't wait to hear from you. You've got so much knowledge and we want to understand what you know so that we can work together. We don't know what it is yet, but we know that that is going to be something that is useful for us. So that turned into a six-figure deal. So the power of that video sequence really hit home when I was able to walk into a conversation and it was like the deal was already done. Now, another thing about getting 15K subscribers is it's a flex. Yeah, it kind of looks cool when you can say, I've got 15,000 subscribers, even if no one ever watches your channel. There is a level of respect. Now we're in groupthink territory where if one person likes it, who cares? If two like it, whatever. If three like it, that's a trend. Maybe there's something in this. But if 15,000 like you or your content or what you do, then you're not just relying on the opinion of one or two people, you're relying on an audience of people that are starting to signal that they also trust you. So even just the number alone can have a benefit to you and or your business in its marketing form. Another concept that I want to share with you is that numbers beget numbers. So if you've got one subscriber and someone else sees your channel, they're going to look at you and go, oh, they've only got one subscriber, and they'll move on. If you get 5 subscribers, they're going to look at you and go, you've only got 5. Same goes with, 50. But once you get up to a little bit more, then someone is going to look at, oh, they've got 15 subscribers. All these other people kind of know that this person is worth listening to. I'll listen to them as well. Subscribe. So having subscribers helps you get subscribers. So you know that exponential growth curve when if you're just starting out, it's really hard to get one at a time. It might take weeks or months between subscribers. Now it's like hours or minutes. YouTube has helped me get new leads in my business. So people have done their research, they've watched a video, they've gone to the description, they've clicked on either our website or our community, and then they've filled out a contact form or an engagement form or downloaded something and wanted to have a conversation with us. And that's then led into a sales conversation where we are then providing a proposal and doing some level of work. And some of those engagements can be anywhere between 2,000 or 20,000 or 200,000. So the value of those connections is significant. Now, everybody always asks how much ad revenue you've got. Now, a lot of times a YouTuber is going to show you what they got on screen and go, how much I made. And there are so many videos on how much I made. To be honest, it's a couple $100. Now, you can fret over that if you like, but it's not really worth the time that you put into it to really focus on the ad revenue. So I think the sum total we've got is about $300. No, I'm not going to get it up on screen for you. So there you go. In my 15K journey, I have gotten sponsors. Sponsors are a lot better than the ads revenue. Now, the sponsorships that we've done have been, prime placement videos or dedicated videos where if we were to go and spend time doing a particular video, I've got a lot of options on the types of videos that I could do. So what people are paying for is access to our audience and also to be prioritized in the queue of the videos that I'm producing. So they are funding us to create content on their behalf, which they would probably pay for a videographer or a member of staff to do the same thing. So it's not unrealistic for them to have to pay for a bit of sponsorship. Now, the benefit to them is that they get an already established audience. So it's actually a really good deal because they haven't had to go and spend hundreds and thousands of hours going and creating an audience and a channel that's actually thriving. They can just do one video and get the benefits of all these extra watches and plays, where otherwise they would just post a video and crickets. Now, I kind of already talked about there being a massive benefit to sales conversations, but one thing to really give a bit of depth to that, and something I didn't expect, is that there's a lot of depth in the conversations from a sales perspective, but also from an employee perspective. So when people want to go and understand our business, there's plenty out there for them to research and really just get to know us and build a relationship. So when they go and watch one of those videos, it shortcuts the time of those conversations. Doesn't matter if it's sales, some kind of stakeholder, or a customer, that time that it takes to really build a relationship is dramatically reduced, which means that my time is much more valuable. For every minute I spend with that person, they've already had maybe 20 or 30 minutes of pre-conversation. So my first minute with them is actually much more effective. And of course, it's helped me reach more people in more places. I'm doing business in different parts of the world I never thought I would be doing. I've got people watching my channel that I never thought would be watching my channel. So yes, I've got a lot of numbers. Not all of them are from my local area or from a country that speaks English as its primary language. So that's not a bad thing. That's actually quite good because there are lots of countries, maybe that's not their primary language, but they could still value your service. Or perhaps the numbers that they bring you might signal to other people in your region that this person's worth listening to. And so the people that you do want also then come in and join the audience. So some of the tangible results have been sales. One of the biggest things we've been trying to do is grow our online community, the Relevate community. I'll put a link in the description. Basically, the thing that we're trying to do is build connection and educate. And by the time people get the premise of what we do and they've had time to build that relationship with us, it's almost a guarantee that they're ready to work with us. And the value of having 15,000 subscribers is in essence all of the things that are behind the scenes. It's not the dollars that you get from ad revenue. It's not the number of subscribers that you have as a metric on the screen. It's the people who watch you, understand you, get to know you, and see value in you. So if you're thinking of starting a channel, do it. Do it right now. Don't waste the time. Just hit record. I was procrastinating about this video before I started. I just turned it on and went, well, we're rolling, so let's do it. If you have, however, found value in watching this, please do give us a like, a subscribe, and let me know what you thought in the comments. Otherwise, be sure to check out this next video.